morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got a new Drampa that we need to be having a little bit of a look at. And Drampa's a bit of a weird one, right? Because we had Drampa GX, and everybody loves Drampa GX. That was a really good Pokemon for a little while. Saw a lot of play with Garbodor, and then kind of dropped off the face of the earth. It was kind of annoying. And then the other Drampa that we've had have just not... They've not made the same kind of impact, unfortunately. I do like the one from Dragon Majesty that lets you accelerate energy to bench Dragon Pokemon, but that's not seen really any play at all. So, maybe this one can be a little bit better, ladies and gentlemen. Now, shout out to the lovely Antoine Boulet for bringing us the translation of Drampa this afternoon. Depends when I really upload this, I suppose. Big up to that person. Lovely, lovely person. But yeah, Drampa. What does it actually do? Well, if we start off having a little bit of a look at the basics, we've got 120 HP, which is higher than something like Zapdos and in line with something like Volcanion, so that's a good start. Retreat cost of 1 means you have free retreat with U-turn ball, which is great, and weakness to Fairy is fine because the biggest issue really here is Gardevoir and Sylveon, which will one-hit KO you anyway. Maybe we see a bit of a comeback from Granbull, but Granbull one-hit KOs you anyway. So I suppose what I'm saying is don't worry your pretty little heads about it. Now, we do have a dragon typing here, and the dragon typing means nothing's being hit for weakness, and you got stuff like Zinnia to get extra energy and Altaria to do extra damage. Neither of those sees a huge amount of play, but we do then get Mysterious Treasure, which will allow you to search it out a little bit more easily, and that is a rather gigantic advantage. Now, the first attack here is not terribly exciting, and I don't even need Antoine's translation. I like Antoine, I don't need him for this. 1 colourless energy, 20 damage. Oh. Cool? I guess? Maybe? Yeah? No. No. You see, Time Wars, we talked about a whole bunch of Pokemon. I mean, Tapu Fini GX springs to mind. And they were Pokemon that had 1 colourless energy, 20 damage. So what we would do is we would whack Choice Band on there, and we would be hitting for weakness, and actually, okay, fine, we'd be, for instance, getting a 2-hit KO on a Turtonator. No, it's not a great solution, but you whack a Choice Band on there, hit for weakness, and all of a sudden that 20 becomes 100, and whereas 20 is borderline insignificant damage, I mean, look, 20 is fine if you're dropping it with an ability like the new Volcarona GX we looked at the other day, link in the description, but not when it's your attack for the turn. But it turned it into 100, which is very significant damage, especially if you could do this with non-GXs. You'd be laughing. But you can't. And that's my big problem here. We're not hitting anything for weakness because we're a Dragon Pokemon. We don't have Choice Band because it rotated out. So we just don't have a way to up this. So we're literally hitting 20 damage for 1 energy. I suppose on your first turn, going second if you've got nothing else rolling. But bearing in mind the other Drampa had 120 HP. The other Drampa was a Dragon type. And the other Drampa does 20 for 1 colourless energy and attaches a basic energy from the discard pile to one of your Dragon Pokemon, which could include Drampa himself. Yes! That is an attack I can get behind. In terms of the first attack, ignore this, you're way better off with the other one. But the second attack we can totally get on board with because this damage can get quite big quite quickly. 70 damage for 3 colourless energy, no. Once again, I'm sitting here being like, I don't like it, I'm not in favour of it, leave me alone. But if there are at least 2 different kinds of basic energy on this Pokemon, you do 140. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a lot different. Now we're good. We're loving this, ladies and gentlemen. Because you can hit 140 on a non-GX Pokemon. And you're turning the prize race into your favour. Now, straight off the bat, and we'll talk about the energy in a minute, but straight off the bat, 140 makes me sad. Because if we were doing 150, we could take advantage of Shrine of Punishment. And then all of a sudden, we're doing 160, and oh look, Jirachi GX, and oh look, Dedenne GX. And they're both going down in one hit, and they're giving up 2 prizes. And frankly, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you win the prize race. You win the prize race by going, you know what? I'm taking out your GXs using my non-GX. Come at me, bro. Come at me. This is fine. This I am all in favour of. This is good. But 140 is awkward. 140 means, and look, 140 means you're 2-hit KOing anything except for Magikarp and Wailord and the free birds. Literally everything else will be 1-hit KO'd in terms of EXs and GXs 2-hit KO'd. They're all going down in 2 hits. And that's lovely. And you are a non-GX, so you're only giving up 1 prize. But what we really like is these attacks that can get cheeky 1-hit KOs here and there. When I'm talking about these Pokemon that can hit decent but not phenomenal damage, I'm generally going, look, you're getting these weaker GXs and you're getting anyone you're hitting for weakness. But you're not getting the weaker GXs and you're not getting anything if you're hitting for weakness because you're not hitting anything for weakness. And this is where I start to get a little bit worried. And honestly, this is where I want to play Altaria. And if you want to play Altaria, might I suggest Lance Prism Star? It is a stadium card, and basically it allows you to search your deck for 2 Dragon Pokemon, whack them straight on the bench, regardless of whether they are a basic Stage 1, Stage 2. So you could play like a Lance Prism Star and just 2 Altaria, whack them straight on the bench, and now all of a sudden with 1 Altaria, that 140 becomes 160, down go Jirachi and Dedenne. With 2 Altaria, that 140 becomes 180, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff like Blacephalon or Latios GX that are going down, and now I'm kind of happy about that. If you really want to start going for it, 3 of them goes up to 200, and then with a Shrine of Punishment, you are getting, for instance, the new Naganadel or the upcoming Silvally. And I don't know if I can recommend this too much, but with 4 of them, you are up to 220, and then you're doing 220 for free energy, and it's looking pretty good. Problem is, we've still got to get the energy on there. And getting the energy on there remains awkward. Now, it's colourless energy, so you can use whatever you like. You've just got to be a little bit inventive. So generally speaking, with colourless energy, now we tend to go, look, just play Welder. Attach 2 fire energy, draw 3 cards, you're golden. And that will work as long as you then attach a non-fire energy to it. And we can always use Giant Half to search out the fire energy, and we can always use Viridian Forest to search out another kind of energy. And this does potentially put you into, hey, I can play all different kinds of Pokemon, just play Viridian Forest. Or maybe you play something like Tapu Koko Prism Star, so that you can attach lightning energy to 2 of them, and then attach whatever other energy you want, so that you're up to 3. And I think using Welder and a bunch of random energy in Viridian Forest could work with this. And then what you really want is a bunch of random single energy Pokemon covering all the bases, and that's where the Ultra Beasts come in. Play this with Buzzwole for when your opponent's got 4 prizes remaining. Play it with Xurkitree for when your opponent's got 3 prizes remaining. Play it with Nihilego for when your opponent's got 2 prizes remaining, etc. And I think that's how you have to play Drampa here. Largely Welder, Viridian Forest to get all your random energy out, play it with a bunch of Ultra Beasts and a bunch of different energy, and maybe you've got a non-GX deck that can work. Maybe you can sit here doing 140 with Drampa every turn, and then sitting there cleaning up with some Ultra Beasts or other single energy attackers. I think we're getting into awkward territory here. Incidentally, as well as using Welder, I should mention that Malamar would work just the same. I like the idea of this. I love the idea of having a Drampa / Ultra Beast / lots of different basic energy deck. But is it going to be any better than just going, you know what, I'll play a Alolan Exeggutor and play a bunch of different basic energy? And is this even better than a Alolan Exeggutor? Maybe. Maybe not. I'm giving it between 2 and 3 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. I like the idea of this. I think it's a very intriguing card, and I think there is quite a lot of potential here. But by the same token, I also think that this is going to be a little bit awkward to really make the most of. But I'd be very interested to know what you think, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.